Deep, deep in the heart of America.
No, even further, yeah.
Deep, deep in the heart of America lies a story.
Now a little more, okay.
Deep, deep in the heart of America lies a story as old as the country itself.
Give it! I'm not kidding, give it!
Maybe not that far, okay?
Deep in the bowels of the backwoods erupted a sound that drove the Tri-County area and even the world toe-tapping overnight. But it all came to a crushing halt one hot September evening in a bizarre chain of events. We will attempt to unravel the backstory of the band you know as Honky Stomp. When you dance with the devil called fame, sometimes the barrel gets in the way. Fueled by a driving beat and pure grain alcohol, a group of dirt-poor backwoods musicians landed their first gig at the Roadkill Bar and Grill.
I remember them. They used to play here, you know. They was a crazy bunch of guys, but I tell you, they could really play that guitar. They come here every Friday night at the Roadkill.
What a hole. I remember the toilet was outside in an outhouse, and those rainy Friday nights really sucked, especially when there was a long line.
Their sound was a unique mix of bluegrass, funk, and rock. It was something the girls could dance to on a Saturday night.
Roadkill was the top place you could play, and it took me a lot of work and a lot of finagling to get Honky Stomp in there, because they were getting big names, you know, like but they were big names, I know that.
Well, they was like Elvis. Girls screaming, fellas yelling, pigs squealing.
But shit, I mean, we played good. We ripped that place up like you wouldn't believe. You know, we did some good work up in there, and you know, until we had to move on.
Downwind from the Roadkill, the Spivey County Fair was looking for some new talent, but they weren't the only one.
Spiffy County Fair came around and shit, we auditioned, you know, we went right against Pat Benatar, we went right against, you know, Soul Train dancers, and we went right up against the best.
Well, we kept getting reports about this amazing band that's playing in the backwoods of North Carolina.
Then they won that Spivey County Fair contest.
We're talking, this was absolutely unprecedented. So we immediately hopped on the first plane to Spivey County. When they won that Battle of the Bands, we knew we had to sign them. Well, we were really confident about how to market the group, and we knew the demographic, and we felt strongly that Barrel Boy would help us move a few more units. But we just never imagined it would turn out like it did.
Ponyboy Records decided to market the band through a Saturday morning cartoon show. They needed a character the kids could relate to.
Barrel boy, where did he come from? Barrel boy, everybody run!
And one fateful conference call, a childhood friend and roadie became the band's reluctant mascot.
Well, out of all them Honky Stomp boys, the Barrel Boy was the worst.
The fans called him the greatest. His friends called him evil, killer, stinky, or even dumbass with a Gucci-made barrel but still not a pot to piss in. And the band, well, they stopped calling it all.
Barrel Boy knew how to party.
Without me, this band would be nothing.
You know who this little fella is right here? This is Barrel Boy. Everybody say, Barrel Boy!
People came out to see Barrel Boy.
You tell him.
Right on.
Barrel Boy's bad.
So Barrel Boy was supposed to come on tour just as a band mascot. And at first it was cool. It was really great. He added to the show. People responded really well to him. He had groupies. He got fan mail. and it was killer. Then his head started to get big, and he started partying, started getting into things that the rest of us weren't into.
He was a real demon seed of that group. He was. He had more women and groupies around him.
You tell him, Barrel Boy.
They said he had more lead in his pencil than he could ever get out.
Excuse me, can I have some champagne? It's an interview. I don't do interviews without champagne.
Free beer? How they say it in Hollywood, he's off the hook. He was off the hook. I mean, he started, I'm gonna stop over here at the U.S. Liquors. Can I get me some more beer? So U.S. Liquors being what it is, I'm gonna go ahead and pardon my interruption of your important questions.
Underneath the barrel, there was a dark, wet side. Substance abuse plagued the band from the beginning. Many claimed it was to deal with Barrel Boy's constant snoring on tour in the one hotel room they all still shared. But all agreed signing a contract to be paid in liquor was just plain dumb.
Does something to their brain.
Spinning around in his barrel, peeing out of his barrel like a fountain and a spigot. He would push his penis through the hole and try to get people to go fishing.
And it just kind of started tumbling downhill, getting worse and worse. He would go to the extreme.
Barrel Boy ruined the parties.
It ruined the band.
The number one act had number one legal fees. Just keeping the shenanigans of their self-made Frankenstein a secret was a full-time job. And then it all went terribly, terribly wrong.
Hey, what I did was what anybody would have done in a band, a popular band. I mean, did I go a little too far?
Everything was going so smoothly.
Have to go there?
During the Big Harvest Festival tour, the band went on a bender. They started playing their favorite drinking game, chicken. Then Barrel Boy upped the stakes.
It was something we did every Saturday night. It was no big deal.
I was surprised. I never knew a combine could do that kind of damage to a person.
You know, it was never supposed to go as far as it did.
So I'm standing over Dave, and I'm holding his severed arms and legs, you know, and there's just blood everywhere. It was awful, man.
You know, going against the combine and coming out with no arms. I mean, how many times have you seen that before? You know you ain't gonna win it.
I honestly do not remember hitting the ground.
The sprinkler, he's like a sprinkler, you know, sitting there sprinkling. Everybody was soaked in blood.
And the only thing I could think of doing is looking for a cooler.
We couldn't fit 2 limbs in this little igloo cooler.
I remember this sensation of going through a tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel there was a bright light, and it was as if the light was calling to me. It was saying, Davy, Davy.
And so what we had to do was we had to take a couple of 12-packs and tape them up, and then take some bags and some ice and just throw it in there and make us a ghetto cooler.
And Barrel Boy's just sitting there, laughing like a maniac.
We were working with nothing, and we made something. You know, we saved his life because of beer.
Did I put him in the combine? Did I shove liquor down his throat? Maybe I did. So what? Stop breaking my balls.
So like I was saying, this light was calling me, but then I heard a voice, and the voice said, Go back, Davy. It is not yet time. The band needs you. And it was like I was falling back into my human body.
You would think losing all of your limbs would make you forget how to play. But after 2 years of psychic surgeries in the Philippines and extensive rehabilitation, Dave can rock again.
I have never felt better. And unless you look real close, you can hardly even see where they sewed my arms back on. And actually, the way they reattached them, I've got a lot more flexibility than I did back in the early days.
Shit, man. After all we've been through, after all these years, we're getting back together. That's unbelievable.
Sometimes the music can no longer save you unless you want it to. A chance meeting at a 4-H animal husbandry benefit brought the band together. A new album demanded a new tour. But without a mascot, no one would fund the tour. Corporate sponsorship only came after Barrel Boy signed on.
We'll see how long this lasts. That Barrel Boy, he's a bad seed.
Without me, Honky Stomp is nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if that means dick, but...
We got a new album coming out, and you better believe it's going to be the best thing you ever heard, baby.
I know, more than anything, we will be #1 again.
Stomp is back, dude, and we're gonna kick some serious ass.
Well, we know we're taking a huge risk by signing them again, but let me tell you something. Here at Pony Boy, we like a rough ride. And Honky Stomp, they're one of the roughest.
Honky Stomp. Honky Stomp.
Don't need no motivation, don't need no aggravation. Every time I got it figured out, that old man's in my face. It's sounding in my house, come on my rules, get a haircut, get a job. Live in my house, come on my rules, get a haircut and get a job.
A lot of people say you should drink and drive, but I agree totally opposite of that. You should definitely drink responsibly while you drive. And here's a little puddle we're gonna get into here. Woo! Yeah! Get on that, huh?